I am going to show you how this mess can turn into beautiful pieces of painted tape. All it is masking tape, some paint, some fun items you might have around your house to make marks, maybe a pen, whatever. We are going to make this painted tape, and next week I'm going to show you all the fun uses for this tape and for the paper. All right, are you ready? Here's what you're going to need. First, you need a piece of parchment paper or wax paper. I have parchment paper, that's just what I have. And handy dandy masking tape. You'll tear strips and flatten them onto your parchment paper. That's it for setup. Let's talk paint. You can make the background any color you want. You can leave it this color. You can do it dark. I would then suggest going over it with light colored paint. I myself like to put a white background on here, so I have my good old Artist Loft white acrylic paint from Michaels. I have a couple different paints. This is a teal from Golden. It's a high flow paint. I have a fluorescent pink, and let me tell you what, it is fluorescent. I also have just the Craft Smart, Apple Barrel, Craft Smart, whatever, Michaels paint. And this is what I'm going to use for now. The other thing, whoops, you will need is a brush, just a regular old brush, a thing of water. I have my water here. Paper towels are always handy. And we're going to start by just laying down the base layer on here. I am running out of paint, but that's okay. I got enough for this. So I like to do just a thin layer of white with my brush. Brush is dry. Do not worry if you go over the edges of your paint. Now, I of course and just going to cover the tape. Again, just a thin layer. I do cover all the tape. It's not like the thickest layer I've ever done, and that is because I will have lots of other paint on here. We're going to let that dry. All right, so I am going to put some of this paint onto my little plastic. Yikes, that's a lot of paint. I'm not going to use that much, but that's okay. No worries. Some of the teal. Mix up the fluorescent. Put that in this corner. Whew, yeah. I also have a yellow medium. Again, I am pushing myself this year to try lots of light and bright colors. And the last thing I'm going to do is add some more white. So I have that there. The other thing I have, again, paper towel. I have an old key card from, what is this from? Starbucks. I have a piece of paper that has holes in it. It's a pretty heavy cardstock. And I also have a stencil. And I also have just various round lids that I like to use to make marks. What else do I have in here? Look at, see, I love, circles are my thing. So I love fun little tops and lids that make good circles. So the first thing I'm going to do is dry off my brush. I cleaned out the white paint and I'm just gonna dry it off. Let's start with this teal that's already on here, shall we? I'm just going to move it across a couple of these pieces. Now, to get pattern, feel free to dab it with a paper towel. You can wet your paper towel and dab it, or you can put the paint on the paper towel and do some dabbing. Do I have rhyme or reason to this? No, ma'am, I do not. Because here's the deal. I like this creative process, and I think of things as I go. Like, this kind of looks like a cloud, so I'm going to pick up some more white paint and dab that on top of the blue. And I'm going to do it for this one too. Now I'm going to take my key card and I'm going to run it through this yellow paint. And I think I'm just going to make some marks like this. Do some more down here. The other thing you can do is dip it in there and go this way. Okay, that's fun. And then I'm going to take this little guy and dip it into the pink like that, and do circles. Wow, that is some bright pink, don't you agree? Yay. Okay, I like it. I do. It's kind of fun. In fact, I'm going to add some white to it and see what happens. Let's dip it in the pink and then add some white. Now, because I am liking this so much, I'm going to go get some black paint and add it to my little palette. Oops. And with that, I have sticks left over from sponge brushes that have disintegrated, but I kept the sticks because, hi, circles. Yep, so I'm going to dip that and put it on the inside. Now, the creative process with this is you don't know where these little bits of tape are going to end up. You might use the whole thing, you might use a piece of it, and each little piece is going to give you a little surprise, which I love about this process. Okay, I like it. Now, I'm gonna dry that off. going to take my dry brush and dip it in the green, use my key card, and I'm going to splatter all over this. Does it get on the other one? Sure does. Do I care? Nope. I will work that in to the next one. All right, I'm going to let that one dry for a little bit. And here's what else I'm going to show you. All right, I'm going to continue splattering this one. Here's another way we can add color. Got that? All right, I'm going to wash out my brush, dry it, take my key card, and we'll wipe off that excess paint. Now I'm going to add my fluorescent. I'm going to splatter after the green. So you can continue this with lots of different colors, or you can fill it with 2 or 3 colors. I'm going to do some more green. That. Turn off my brush, pick up the green. So these paints are fairly runny. If you are using just basic watercolor paint, or I'm sorry, acrylic paints, you might need to add a little bit of water to it to get it to splatter. I like that. I'm going to add more pink. Something I think would be really fun, I'm just going to dip it in the black and add just a little bit of black splatter. Not a lot. If that's your thing, go for it. Whoops. Oh, yeah. Look at, I like that on there too. All right, let's add some more black splatter over here. Fun! All right. That is that. Now, I'm going to show you one more way to cover your tape. But first, I'm going to go dry this off, and I'll be right back. All right, so turn this around because I have a fun way to add more paint. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and mix a little white with this blue. I'm going to put it next to the tape on the parchment paper. I'm going to get it a little wet. And then what I'll do is I'm going to fold this over, push it down on top of that white background. Okay, and then I'm going to move it to this one. Do it again. Then I think I'm going to add a little bit of white to the green just to soften that a little bit. Put it right here. We'll hold that on top of that blue. Kind of fun. And some here. Smoosh it. Smooshing is my favorite. And then I'm going to take a cute little paper that has the holes punched out of it. And I think I'm going to add just straight blue. So I'm going to use this as a stencil. I'm going to add dots all along here. Oh my gosh. Do I love this? I do. This kind of makes me happy. And I think for this one, let's see how these look with the dark blue. I like that. But let's also try just the straight green and see what happens. So I turn that over. Who knows what color I'm gonna get? I get some fun green blue. This one I didn't even hit the tape. It's just on the parchment paper. Oops. All right, let's try this. There we go. I like that, but I do like the back side of it too, like that. So let's make some more over here. Turn it over. Use both sides. Well, that's all right. I'll just do that. And if this gets too mushy and too wet, punch some holes on a new sheet of paper, and you have yourself a cool little stencil. Now, the other thing, I do like to mix together blue and green and a little white. And I think I will use my stencil for that. See how that comes out. Oh God, that's a pretty color, huh? Well, that was a little too wet, and I obliterated. I obliterated all my. There we go. All my cool blue dots, but do not fear. No, no, no. If this happens, go dry it. I'll be right back. All right, let me zoom in a little bit on these two. Now, have we made a mistake? No. Have we created beautiful color? Yeah, we have. All right, I've got some stamps and some Stays On ink. I'm going to ink up this little word stamp, French whatever stamp, and I'm going to place various stamps around on this paper. I'll do some over here. Ooh, that one came out dark. All right, so if you don't want it super dark, just kind of, yeah, like that. If you want it to really stand out, take this, press, press, press. Okay, I also have this fun circle stamp. Oh my word. Inka-dinka-doo. How long have I had this? Couldn't tell you, but I love it. I'm just going to echo those little dots. Maybe go this way. So now that we have done this, this looks a little to me. So I'm going to take some white paint and splatter it on here just to brighten that up. Now the other thing I could do is just go back through here like so. I know y'all are probably thinking I have lost my mind, but really, no, I have not. So I liked those blue dots. Dried off my brush, and I'm going to add some more on top of this white paint. It truly is just an experiment of color. If it looks too monochromatic for you, throw some more white paint on top of it. Start again. You can add so many layers to this, it's not even funny. Okay, so I like that. And for some reason, yeah, I just think we need some pink. Nope, that didn't work, did it? Let's add some more pink into my tray. Oh, yes. Oh my goodness. I think this one is my favorite. Ugh, I really like that. Boom, so much fun color. All right, my friends, I'm going to stop it here because I want to show you. I'm going to go dry this and I'm going to show you what it looks like when you pick it up. Okay, here comes the big reveal. All right. Do we love it? I love it. You can also keep it here for safekeeping. Let's see how this one turned out. Super cute. Yep. All right, you guys, this is addicting. I'm just warning you now. So, what you're gonna wanna do is like this video, subscribe to my channel, because I'm gonna come back and show you everything you can do with this fun tape and the paper. All right, so like, subscribe, that's your job. Then your next job is to go make a ton of this paint, and you will get notified as to when the next video comes out of what we're going to use all this on. Oh man, have fun. If you're on Instagram, tag me at Lynn Richards Art. I want to see what you're doing with this. That'll be fun. Have a good day, and I will see you next time.